Okay, so I'm going to be doing a quick little video discussing and showcasing the differences between a high bar and a low bar squat. I'm going to be using my partner Christine as my demonstrator. So here we go. So we're going to start off with a high bar squat just because that's what most people do. And I want to showcase the differences. So I'll showcase what is the standard, what everyone already does, and then I'll showcase how a low bar squat is different to that. So for starters, a high bar squat sits on top of the traps. So as you can see, it sits up here. And then the hands can be placed outside shoulder width and they just can be comfortably underneath the bar. It doesn't really matter too much because the bar is supported by your back, so hand position doesn't play as much of a role. That's why you can see a large amount of variance with someone who does like a high bar squat. Anyway, Christine, you can lift it off. So she's elevated her heels for both of these variances because it works well for her. So we'll watch it from the side. Cool. Okay, now you can put that back in the rack. All right, so that's the high bar squat. Very straightforward. Now we're going to talk about the low bar squat because some people don't have the mobility that Christine has, so they won't be able to go that low with that form. And so doing a low bar shifts the barbell back on her back a little bit more and then makes it easier for her to get down to that position. So already, the way she's set up, as you can see, it's lower on her back. And so, but there's a difference here as well. The hand position plays a really big role. If Christine was to move her elbows down, see how like these muscles here, they start to disappear? That's not a good thing because these muscles here, so the parts of the rear delt, so the upper back and all this musculature across this area, it creates the shelf that the barbell is held onto. If this isn't done properly, a lot of pressure is going to be placed on the wrists because they'll have to hold the bar in place. That's not what I want for a low bar squat, and that's not what it is intended. What you want to do is you want to push the elbows forward and bring them as high up as you can, and what that does is it perks up all this muscle tissue here, and it creates the shelf, it creates the thing that holds the barbell in place. So that way the hands, they just have to lightly grip onto the bar. The pressure isn't going to be as high on the hands. The bar is going to be lower on the back. It's going to be easier for Christine to move up and down, and it's going to be positioned in a really good spot. As far as how close you bring your hands when doing this, it's all up to you and what your comfort level is. With low bar squatting, typically people go a little bit wider with their grip, but it's all personal preference. If you've got really good mobility and you can bring your hands in closer, then that's cool too. All right, Christine, give us a show. All right, so as you can see, before she even starts squatting, it's a lot lower than where the high bar position is, okay? And go. See, it's a lot further down her back, and so it allows her to keep in a very straight line. So the barbell, it lines up with her foot position really well. And yes, she's tilting more into it. A high bar squat, you're going to remain far more upright. Cool, and that's the low bar squat. Make sure to use intra-abdominal pressure and use heel elevation if you need to better give you access to those lower ranges.